Hi, this is Gary with StepperTune. My call is K7EMF. And today we're going to describe the StepperTune-BT. The StepperTune-BT has 16 memories, so you can go to any preset you wish, 16 different places. It uses 2 banks of 8 of memory. So right at the moment we are in memory position 2, which the ATU, which is a remote antenna tuning unit, a balanced ATU, the ATU 4K, is being controlled by the StepperTune. The ATU is located at the base of my tower, and then I feed ladder line up to the antenna. From the shack to the ATU is LMR 400 coax, about 200 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and go into tune, and you can see what the SWR is for 3853. And there we have it. You can see there's no reflected power. So now I'm going to dial my K4 up to 30, let's do 3980. There's 3980. And we have some reflected power. So I'm going to manually tune the inductors and see if we can bring that power down. And there we have it. So now I'm going to use a memory position and go to 40 meters, 7155. I'm going to use memory 4 to do that. So you can see where it's changing the number of steps for the capacitor, and then it'll switch over and do the roller inductors secondly. So I'm going to QSY to 40 meters, and we'll wait for the StepperTune to, okay, now it's tuning the roller inductors. Okay, it's now tuned to memory position 4. There we're transmitting, no reflected power. So now I'm going to QSY to 72, let's go to 7280. And we have some reflected power, looks like about 1.6 to 1. So I'm going to manually tune the roller inductors, and we're just about there. Now I'm going to touch it up with the capacitor. There we go. Zero reflected power. So when we want to memorize a new setting for our antenna tuning unit, you simply hold the appropriate memory button down, and it will. So as an example, I want to save into memory 7. So I'm going to hold the M3 button down. You see in parentheses it says M7, and so instead of so once it'll, at first when I push the button and hold it, it will display memory 3, but I'll continue to hold it, and then it'll toggle from memory 3 to memory 7, and it'll save the set points there. So we're going to save to memory 7. And there we have it. Now we're in memory 7. So you can see we have bank 1 is our memory bank that we're in, and memory position 7. With a balanced ATU, we need to switch impedance modes from high to low depending on what we're trying to match to, what we're trying to resolve. And we do this by switching the vacuum variable capacitor from one side of the rollers to the other. And secondly, for 160 meters, typically we need more fixed capacitance, so we can parallel that. So that's done by pressing and holding the mode button, and we can change the impedance by pressing this soft key. So you can see that's low impedance, that's high impedance, and then we can also bring in C1 in parallel with the vacuum variable. We don't need that on 40 meters, so we leave it there. And then you notice we have an M and then a 7 above it, indicates that we are changing the switch mode parameters and saving them into memory position 7. So we want to bail out of this just by tapping the mode button. So when we change from one memory position to another one, the StepperTune automatically does the switches the capacitor mode switches for that particular memory position. This is all done transparently, so we don't have to think about which mode these capacitors should be in. We can also change to memory bank 2 just by tapping the mode button. You see now we're in bank 2, so we have 1 through 8 memories in bank 2. We tap it again, we're back to bank 1, 1 through 8 memory buttons. So we can manually tune, as we said before, by simply pressing one of these 4 buttons, and then we can save our memories. And that's how StepperTune works.